the convention special here at New Frontiers Television, and we are at the Baptist International Convention Center, where the annual session of the Nigerian Baptist Convention is holding, themed entering units through fasting and prayer. And it is my joy to have with me the number one Baptist of the Nigerian Baptist Convention today with me in the studio. It's good to have Reverend Dr. Israel Adelani Akonji. He's the president of the Nigerian Baptist Convention and, of course, the president of African Baptist Fellowship. Daddy, it's good to have you in the studio today.
Thank you.
Yes, let's start by first asking what the experience has been so far for you since this session started.
Well, since the session started, it's been very, very exciting. We have had a press conference wherein we were able to explain what we were expecting, and after the beautiful press conference, we had a night of wonders where we gathered to pray with those who had just come, and that night was well attended, and the prayers were intensely offered to God. We were strengthened, and then on the following day we had several organizational meetings. The pastors were meeting, the deacons were meeting. It was a beautiful occasion. And now we have the opening ceremony. That opening ceremony was something else, quite beautiful, well attended. And because the theme has to do with fasting and prayer, we have had loads of prayers being raised up unto heaven. That's what I would say. And of course, today also, we've had a wonderful time. Yesterday and today, all have been times of prayers and quite exciting. This night we had a rally which was quite explosive. A woman preached with such passion, such conviction that we were so greatly blessed. And so for me, it's just been a beautiful time in the presence of the Lord.
Yes, there is something I need you to clear, particularly a fear, or let me say a doubt that might be going on in the mind of many Baptist family watching us today as regards some of the things that we've been hearing, or let's say that people have been saying that this convention is going to, the next edition is going to be at Abuja, where the FCT conference will be hosting it. And it seems that a lot of speculations have been flying around in respect to that, saying that it's not going to be the end of the convention at the BICC. So I want us to quickly clear the air over this.
No, at all. It can't be the end of the convention at the BICC. I have spoken to the executive committee of the convention on the issue of venue, and we have said we are going to set up a kind of small committee to think through and make some plans on how we will continue to navigate ourselves in the future. Actually, our convention started as a convention that could just be held anywhere in the country. So today we could be in Enugu, tomorrow we could be in Kaduna, another day we could be in Ishenyi. Just any part of the country could host us. It's over 40 years now in the Nigerian Baptist Convention as an active person attending convention. I have discovered that when we go to a particular venue today, before we go there again, it may take another 10, 12 years. We go to this place, before we go there again, it takes another 10 to 12 years. So whatever infrastructures we provide to host a particular convention, in the next 6 months, everything is destroyed. In fact, sometimes people will just go to the place and pull down the roof and pull down the wooden structures, whatever it is we have there, and take them away. And by the time we are coming to the same place, then we have to start construction all over. So coming from everywhere, we now said, okay, let's restrict our movement to 3 places. That is the BICC here in Lufuakpe village, and then going to our center in Abuja. We have another BICC there, and then we go to Owerri, Obize specifically, where we have another land that could be used as convention ground. In fact, we have used it before, but if you go there now, whatever we did there the last time, nothing is there. So we have to start all over. So we are thinking if we have places like we have in the BICC now, and we have in Abuja, and we have in Obize, restricting ourselves to 3 places we felt would be very okay. However, we are beginning to discover that the 3 places cannot be 3 equal places in terms of usage and in terms of facilities. For instance, now, what we have here at the BICC, with the main hall, with hall 2, with hall 3, and with other ancillary facilities behind, what we are able to do at the BICC here, if we even have the money, we cannot replicate these same things in Abuja because the land there is not
As big as this.
big as we have here. So, but we want to still continue to have this national outlook. We want everybody to know that we are all part of the convention. So if, for instance, we stayed 5 years in BICC here, and we have really had some serious experiences. Each time we finish our convention in April, just in the next 2 or 3 months, should anything want to hold here, we will discover a lot of degeneration of the things we learn, dilapidation so fast, So between last year and now, if you know the kind of work we had to carry out on the roof alone, it's been quite enormous. That's why you've seen us enjoying the program without rain disturbing us. Is because of serious overhaul done to the roof. So the problem is, should we leave this place for 5 years? By the time we come here, it will be like beginning all over. That will not be a good strategy. My mind is already telling me some things which I will be sharing with my colleagues in the executive committee. That as it looks, and I've written it even in my welcome address, I mentioned that the BICC that is located here is going to be like the mother of the others, and the others will be like 2 ancillaries of this main one. So that as we are going to Abuja now, we are hoping that we can have a fairly big main hall at the central place in Abuja. If we can just get that one hall and have sufficient place for people to park their cars and have their movement, we will be happy if we can just make one hall. We won't try to say we want to do hall 2 or 3 in Abuja, just one hall, but it should be a big hall. So if we are able to put that big hall there, then we will be using other facilities in Abuja, like the National Christian Center, like the big tent that we have also at the National Christian Center, apart from the main auditorium there. And then we have some of our churches, First Baptist Church, Garki Abuja, and we have First Baptist Church, Kubwa. We have another New Estate Baptist Church in Budu. Those are the churches that will be able to contain some of the organizational programs. So we will have to find ourselves scattering again. In the past 5 years, we have enjoyed doing everything on the same spot. We don't go to another venue. All venues are here. But when we go to Abuja, we have to go to other venues. And those ones will also have their challenges.
Sure.
It will be more expensive for us and things like that. And the proximity of the redemption camp to this place. You see, redemption camp has a lot of facilities. For instance, the buses are there to move you. The accommodation is there to house you. All we need to do is pay. But now, when we go to Abuja, people will stay in so many different places. Because you can't have one place that can take the many people that will attend the convention. Next is that the kind of vehicular arrangement, which is already there at the redemption camp, is something we will have to go and be negotiating at very high cost. I know Abuja, I've lived there almost all my life. And so when we go to such a place and face that kind of huge expenses, it will be like, okay, we have put the hall there. It could be used for so many other things like the conference people there and things like that. But we will quickly bring back to the BICC. Stay maybe 1, 2, 3 years again. Then we hit Obese, have the same thing once and then come. But I see us using this place.
So it's going to be rotational. Yeah.
Well, that was the original plan when we said 3 places. We just thought it would be a straight rotational thing. But we did that because of our inexperience. This is the first camp we are having of this magnitude. Apart from Camp Young in Ede, which is a built place, this is the first camp we have. We never knew the nature of the maintenance of a camp like this. We just thought that, well, we have a camp, other people have camps, and so now is when we're learning our lesson. As to know that we were too hasty in saying that we'll move from here 5 years, there 5 years, this 5 years. It can't work that way. We have to sit down in a realistic way, re-strategize. And I believe with God,
all things are possible. It's a massive one, and I want to say well done to you, sir. So finally, before I let you go, by May 1, this convention in session will be coming to an end, and we have Baptist members returning to their various locations across the nation. So what message do you want them to take back home as regards the theme for this year and how to contribute their own quota to the national development?
Thank you. Well, I think the biggest message is the theme of the convention itself, that the Baptist people, as they go, they must see themselves as people called to stand in the gap, for this nation, Nigeria. To stand in the gap for their families, stand in the gap for their churches, stand in the gap for the denomination and the nation at large. And why are we talking about standing in the gap? The very fact that Ezra called the people to fast and pray, and it resulted into them arriving at the promised land in their destination. It resulted into them having victory over all the adversaries that they were seeing on their way. It resulted into them getting to their destination with their children and with all their possession. In the face of what is happening in our nation, Nigeria, where there is so much of adversary activities, and there are wicked people in this nation of various degrees. They go into communities, they kill people who are armless. That means they have no ammunition, they are armless. They kill them and destroy it. And we need intervention from our government, which only God, we believe, can fully handle for us. The Bible says that the heart of kings and the hearts of God, and He turns them around whichever way He wants. So that has to be our duty. That's all of us Baptists must be determined to see a change in Nigeria. That there is a newness that is possible, and this newness will involve our own sacrifice. And the sacrifice is we have to spend time with God in fasting and in prayer. That's not all we are to do. We are supposed to also be hardworking. We are supposed to also speak out when things are wrong. But the greater part is what God Himself will do. And the way to entreat God is through fasting and prayer. Of course, the Bible shows us clearly that prayer changes things. God answers prayers. And He did for Ezra, and we believe He will do for us. So let's go and believe that this nation will not crumble.
Amen.
Believe that the devil will not have the upper hand. Believe that there is newness possible for us. And we, as Baptist people, should go as the agents of the newness wherever we find ourselves, especially in our nation.
Well, thank you so much, sir, for being part of this conversation this evening. It's our honor to have the President of the Nigerian Baptist Convention and also the President of the All African Baptist Fellowship, Reverend Dr. Israel Adilani Akonji, who is not here alone, he is here with us with his entourage. We have his media head here. The behind the scene, that is Adudotu Amowo, and also some of the board members of the New Frontiers Television are also here, who are the president in the studio with us. Once again, I want to say a very big thank you to you for coming on the program today. And to our viewers, keep watching New Frontiers Television as we bring you the live transmission of this annual convention session of the Nigerian Baptist Convention. Once again, my name is Temitope Oladipo.